either. Well, maybe that means we can use that time for something else to speak. No,
I think that's the last one.
Whereas the school board of the city of Newport News has convened a closed meeting on this day pursuant to an affirmative recorded vote and in accordance with the provisions of the Virginia Freedom of Information Act, and whereas section 2.2-3712D of the Code of Virginia requires certification by this board that such closed meeting was conducted in conformity with Virginia law. Now therefore be it resolved that the Newport News School Board hereby certifies that to the best of each member's knowledge, only public business matters lawfully exempted from open meeting requirements by Virginia law were discussed in the closed meeting to which this certification applies, and only such public business matters were identified in the motion convening the closed meeting were heard, discussed, or considered.
Thank you. Do I have a second? Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Brown.
4.
Hunter. 4. Alger.
4.
Amon.
4.
Best.
4.
Searles Law.
4.
Motion passed 6-0.
Thank you. Good evening. I'd like to call to order the regular meeting of the Newport News School Board for Tuesday, August 20th, 2024. On behalf of the members of the school board and Dr. Mitchell, I welcome each of you present this evening and those who are watching on TV and online. A quorum is present to transact the business of the school division. We do have one member absent from us tonight on excused military leave. We will begin tonight's meeting with the invocation and a pledge to the flag. Here to do the honors is Michelle Nordine, President of Newport News' PTAs.
Thank you, Madam Secretary. Everybody, hello. As summer draws to a close, teachers, staff, and students across Newport News prepare to embark on a new academic year. The return to schools marks a significant transition for students, teachers, and staff filled with anticipation and challenges. Another group of people are also gearing up for the upcoming school year. This group are the PTA volunteers who volunteer in the 35 PTAs in the Newport News School District. The PTA is more than fun events for our students. We're about people working together to create a better school environment and a better educational experience for our children. We strive to create an atmosphere where teachers, administrators, and staff can do their best work, and so can our children. As I was looking for a poem or an essay about volunteers, I found several online, but they didn't quite fit what I was looking for, so bear with me, I've written my own little essay. And to try to explain why I think people are PTA volunteers. The title is Why Volunteer? Why do people volunteer to help run PTA events or join the PTA board? Is it to receive accolades from other parents? Is it to receive a financial reward? Is it to make sure that things are run their way? Is it to make sure their children receive exclusive benefits? The answer to each of these questions is no. People volunteer to help make the PTA successful at their child's school. People volunteer their time freely without expectations of reward. People volunteer to work with other parents to help ensure that every child has a well-rounded school experience. People volunteer to help ensure that every child's school experience is one that will be remembered fondly. People volunteer to help teachers laminate and cut out things to help lessen a teacher's workload. People volunteer because they find it rewarding. A smile from a student, a compliment about an event from students, the joy of seeing students have fun is all the reward that is needed. Instead of looking at the PTA as parents to avoid, please look at them as people to assist. We have 35 PTAs in the school district. Please consider volunteering. Everyone will benefit. Thank you.
Thank you.
And the pledge, sorry. All right, if everyone will stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic which stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much, Ms. Nordine. We're excited to see what you do with the PTAs this school year. Yes. So the next item on tonight's agenda is school board recognitions. So Dr. Mitchell, would you join me at the podium? Welcome. So this evening we have the honor of welcoming our new student representative to the school board, Razvan Verde. Did I pronounce that correctly? Wonderful. Mr. Verde is a senior at Warwick High School in the IB program. He brings a wealth of leadership to the position, and he is active in numerous school and community organizations. Mr. Verde, please come forward to receive your oath of commitment to the board. Your family members are actually welcome to join you if you would like. Family member, would you like to join? Okay. Okay, I got you. Okay. Mr. Verde, the school board chairwoman, as school board chairwoman, I have the honor and privilege of leading your oath of commitment. So please raise your right hand. Good, that's the right one. All right, we're started off great, aren't we? Please repeat after me. I, Razvan Verde, do solemnly affirm. That I will support the mission of Newport News Public Schools. And I will faithfully perform my duties. As the student representative to the school board. I will attend school board meetings and participate in board functions. I will serve as the facilitator to the superintendent's student advisory group on education.
I will serve as the facilitator to the superintendent's student advisory group on education.
Great. I will contribute to school board discussion. I will strive to fulfill the responsibilities of this position. While excelling in my studies. Very cool. Good. According to the best of my abilities. Mr. Verde, congratulations and welcome to the school board. Would you like to offer a comment? Sure. Go right ahead.
Hello, everyone. We all know that NNPS's motto is College, Career, and Citizen Ready. And as our student representative this year, I am eager to ensure that all of our students' voices are heard throughout the school year and that we continue to make our school district a safe and inclusive place for every single one of our students. My goal is to make sure that when we graduate, each and every one of us is ready for anything that life has in stock for us, even those surprise pop quizzes. I look forward to working to make this year impactful and rewarding for everybody. Thank you.
Congratulations, and will you join us?
Welcome.
Mr. Brown? Handshakes along the way on the way up.
That's it, all right there.
So during our regular meetings, we provide time for the public to address the school board. These opportunities are scheduled in the early part of our agenda and towards the end of the meeting. As advertised, citizens may submit comments via email up to 30 minutes prior to our meeting time to be included in the official meeting record. For those of you joining us in person, the board considers this an opportunity to listen to your comments. Please understand that we will consider your concerns. We ask that you comply with our 3-minute time limit as you begin your comments. A green light will come on. A yellow light signals that you have 30 seconds remaining, and a red light and beep indicates your time is up. As your name is called, please come forward. And say, we have the honor of having a former school board chairman with us today, and he has actually submitted a comment card. So, Mr. Batterson, if you would join us.
More than that, written his remarks out.
Oh, check you out.
That way, that way. There's my remarks, and then there's also a white paper, so I'm not going to read them.
Great, thank you.
Good evening. I'm Jim Batterson, a resident of Newport News, a Newport News Public Schools graduate, former Menchville High School teacher, and a former chair of this board. This board draws policy direction from its own Journey 2025 strategic guidance document, which directs you in part to ensure student wellness by creating an environment that promotes social, emotional, and physical well-being for students. While Journey 2025 refers to all students, the guidance which this board has adopted in procedure JB-P addresses the needs of only some students, those who meet the narrow and restrictive definition of transgender student as given by the state. It does not cover the needs of many non-emancipated students under 18 who may self-identify as transgender and have no written request on file by parents. This can be around 150 kids in a school division our size, according to CDC data. From these data, we also know that not all students necessarily have positive and supportive relationships with their parents. Because your current policy on serving transgender students, as reflected in procedure JB-P, does not protect, support, or give comfort to a significant number of children in Newport News, you are not serving all students and are in violation of your Journey 2025 and the VDOE's 23 July 2023 guidance letter. As a local school board and consistent with VDOE guidance, you may go further to bring guidelines that meet the needs of your own Newport News student population, not simply the students and families as envisioned by the state. Why should the state care what students call themselves? Standard nicknames? Who's standard? By your current state-provided guidance, it seems we would not have a Skip, Buzz, Russie, or Chip, or even Leave It to Beaver in the 50s sitcoms. while all official communications between school and parents or students, such as grade reports or discipline notifications, etc., will continue to use students' official name, sex, and gender as listed in school records. I suggest, in addition to your policy, wherein an informal situation such as just the classroom, hallways, athletic fields, or at the mall, teachers, counselors, and staff will make their best effort to call any student by that student's preferred nickname and pronouns, regardless of whether it conforms to an accepted variation on their official name or even to their sex or gender on record. We have unstable households in Newport News, lacking an adult presence, and children can trust, lacking an adult presence and that children can trust. And we are a military community with parents on deployment. Students should feel free and even encouraged to engage in confidential discussions with trusted adult teachers and counselors. And thank goodness we have a number of those, without worrying about parents being informed. In discussions with students, school personnel should encourage students to confide in parents or some other trusted adult, but shall not be obligated to break a student's confidence in any way. Thank you very much.
Natalie Chamberlain.
I missed you last month. Good evening. I'm Reverend Natalie Chamberlain. My pronouns are she and her. I am part of a broad coalition of citizens who have been attending these meetings for the past 10 months. We support equality and the respectful treatment of all children, including trans and other LGBTQIA+ students. Tonight, we're here to stand in support of Dr. Mitchell and the board as a new school year is about to begin. We recognize that you seek the well-being of all the students and staff of the district, and we are with you as you endeavor to make this so. We will continue to advocate for the vulnerable in the district, but tonight, our goal is to let you know that we see your good work and we applaud it. We will continue to be present. Thank you for your work. May the upcoming year be filled with moments that bring joy. May every nook and cranny of every building in the district be a safe place for all who enter. May there be respect for all people, no matter who they are, and may this be the best year ever for the district and its citizens. May school year 2024-25 be your best ever.
Amanda Short. Did I get that right?
You did. Thank you. Good evening, and thank you for the opportunity to bring my concerns to you. My daughter was the victim of grooming at Booker T. Washington, along with a number of other students, both there and in Crittenden. Sorry, I'm nervous. The predator was their drama teacher, who was also the girls' soccer coach and a volleyball coach. The case is currently under investigation by Newport News Police Department, and I do trust that whatever they determine are the next best steps will ensure that future girls are protected. I'm here because I am incredibly frustrated with the administration of Booker T and how this was handled. When I discovered text messages on my daughter's phone, I immediately alerted administration. I didn't hear back for over 24 hours, despite calling and it being told that someone would be in touch shortly. And the principal didn't actually speak with me until after a week later, after multiple follow-ups. After that, I discovered that I was only the most recent person to report that it had actually been reported to administration before the school year ended and was rumored to be even earlier, even in April. Now, to verify this, I did submit a FOIA request to which I have not received the requested information after 15 days. There are multiple failures that are associated with this. I feel that there is a failure of communication with the parents and with the students. There should have been immediate and constant communication with the parents, assuring us this was being taken seriously, follow-ups, proactive messaging to other parents to help determine if any other little girls were impacted. There should have been communication with children when they found out, an assembly or meetings to talk about not explicitly what happened with each girl, but about grooming and other forms of predatory behavior in general, what they are, what to look for, and to encourage them to talk to their counselors if they experienced it. There should have been additional counseling opportunities for the girls that underwent this to work through their feelings about being betrayed by someone that they trusted. There was a failure of management. At no point should personal phone numbers with students have been exchanged, or should there have been any kind of communication without another adult present. There should have been an investigation to determine exactly how far this reached between the two schools so they could find all the children that were impacted and help them. There's a failure of compliance. A principal is a mandatory reporter. It needed to be reported within 24 hours to the police of receiving this, which was not done. To say I'm disappointed is a profound understatement. In a school system that has lost its trust with its citizens at keeping students and staff safe on a national stage, it is imperative to be transparent and proactive. I'm here to tell you that my experience, it's neither. Parents, teachers, administration are supposed to be working together to keep our kids safe, to ensure they're educated, and to become engaged, positive forces in our community. It doesn't feel like that's happening. And I feel like each parent should be an advocate for their child, but so should administration. And it feels like they just stuck their head in the sand when they could be helping. And I really hope that the school board investigates this and ensures that none of the failures of Booker T administration are allowed to happen again, and that our children are protected by addressing this now and ensuring there is a system in place in the future. Thank you.
Reverend Boone Clayton.
Good evening. It's good to see so many of you in person after seeing your faces smiling at me as I drive down all the roads in Newport News in the last few years. My name is Reverend Boone Clayton. I am a citizen of Newport News in the Hilton area. I'm the parent of 2 students at Hilton Elementary School. And I am a pastor of one of the city's churches at Denby United Presbyterian Church. I'm here today speaking on behalf of Emily Woolham and speaking against her 1-year ban from NNPS property. I've written on her behalf in the past, and those comments still stand ahead of your, I believe, July 1st meeting. I understand why Ms. Woolham is no longer a teacher in NNPS, but do not understand the 1-year ban. It appears to be an expansion of her discipline as an employee, but one that came after the fact. Principally, I ask what will be gained by a 1-year ban and what will be different in 1 year. It is my belief that she should at least be allowed onto the property of her daughter's elementary school to do all the many things that we parents of young children need to do in the life of our children and their teachers and their school and community. Thank you.
August Bullock.
Good evening. I'm here wearing my NAACP hat as Education Chair. And first, I would like to say congratulations to the board, and particularly to Dr. Mitchell. This is having just reviewed the SOL scores. I want to say, I know we're not where we want to be, but when you look at each and every area, we made progress. And as an organization who monitors schools for many things, certainly looking at achievement of all students, this is very encouraging. We monitor not only just the scores, but also some of the other different areas. But we are more than just a monitoring agency. We are also hands that want to get involved. We accepted a challenge from Dr. Mitchell at her reception about not just being those that stand on the back and look, but actually become involved. Many of our members work with children in the community. They go to sometimes their neighborhood schools, churches, community groups, just to sometimes read, listen to, and even just ask a question about how is school going, showing that they care. If this contributed at all to whatever progress we did make, you can count on that to continue and much, much more. We are talking about maybe doing some type of mentoring outside of school as well. We see a momentum beginning, and we want to see it continue. We believe that our teachers can teach all of our children. We believe that our schools can serve all of our children. And as a community organization, we want to be a part of the solution, not just simply an observer. But for right now, we want to say congratulations, and we look forward to more in the 2025 school year. Thank you.
Thank you. Jane Martin.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I'm Jane Martin, mother of Emily Woolham. Emily would be here herself, but is not permitted on school property. Unfortunately, this matter has not been favorably resolved, so I have returned. Just to recap, April 24th, Emily put a horrible post on Facebook, removed the post, and deactivated her Facebook account. April 25th, she was put on administrative leave and did not return to Saunders and her beloved students. June 6th, she presented a rebuttal of charges to Ms. Farish. June 13th, she resigned her teaching position. Not long after that, a ban was levied preventing Emily from going to any school or grounds. Other than a poor decision on a Facebook post, Emily has done nothing wrong. Her post was a threat to an unknown person. She still has no idea who this person is. Just to be clear, Emily has never verbally threatened anyone and does not own or carry a weapon of any kind. She is a caring, compassionate person and teacher who NNPS has dismissed due to a Facebook post. I have been in contact with the Newport News Police Department, and they do not take social media threats seriously if no one is named in the threat. Emily named no one in her threat, and NNPS took it seriously. If any of you have had contact with anyone who tells you Emily is a threat, you have been duped. I believe that certain individuals have taken this opportunity to take revenge on Emily because of actions she took on behalf of teachers and students at Saunders. It is difficult for me to sum up my daughter in a short time. However, here are a few highlights. She is a Christian and serves in many aspects of the church. She coached upward soccer and cheerleading. She was nominated for Saunders 2023-24 Teacher of the Year. She develops positive relationships with students, families, and coworkers, and goes above and beyond for students. Jasmine Woolham-Check, my granddaughter, is 9 years old and special needs. She is progressing well because of her mother, father, and the excellent regular ed and special ed teachers at Kiln Creek Elementary School. Dr. Mitchell, you of all people should know how important it is for the primary caregiver of a special needs child to have access to their child's school and teachers. This is paramount to Jasmine's education and success. Emily is now gone from the school system. To add insult to injury, Emily was denied another job in a local school system. She was offered a job in that system, and they were told Emily's contract was not renewed. They rescinded the job offer. Anyone who is familiar with Virginia's right to work law knows this is illegal. I know who breached the protocol and will be contacting HR. I have a question for all of you here this evening. How many of you have never made a mistake? Anyone? Never made a mistake? Oh, okay. Emily made a mistake, as most of us have. How would we feel if we were treated this way because of a mistake? To sum up, Emily Woolham is not a criminal, and I insist she stop being treated as such. I am imploring you to lift this ridiculous ban and allow Emily to be an active participant in my granddaughter's education. Thank you so much for your time.
Gartham Primumar?
Kind of off there. Gotham, just like the Batman.
Okay, Batman.
Justice.
Okay.
It's Gotham. Gotcha. I've got you now.
Some of you guys may remember me. I've spoken a few times before during the pandemic, but actually I'm not here for any of the other reasons. As some of you may or may not know, also those of you guys who are here, I actually am representing the union today. And we really would like your guys' support, and I'd like to take a few moments just to talk about collective bargaining. And I'll start off, and again, my name is Gautam Premkumar. I'm a teacher and also the NNEA Executive Board member. And I kind of wanted to talk today about contract negotiations, also known as collective bargaining rights. It gives us staff and teachers a seat at the table to negotiate for better working conditions, pay, and benefits. And this also includes custodial staff, bus, school workers, pretty much everybody that is involved. And in districts that have actually gotten this contract negotiations, school workers have won things like smaller class sizes, more planning times, restroom breaks, seniority and job security, and much, much more. Teachers and staff working conditions and student learning conditions. So again, all of this kind of benefits from collective bargaining. On top of that, it also is a lot better to keep our retention of our teachers, which I'm sure you guys realize is a serious problem in today's America. As well as that, sorry about that, lost the place. Teacher and staff working conditions and student learning conditions and contract negotiations all benefit the students as well. The more invested we are, the more likely we are to stay in our position. And being that I joined Newport News now for 8 years, 2017 is when I started, me and one other teacher are the only ones left from the original group that I started with. So 30 teachers started the year I started. There are only me and one other that's still at the same school. Most of them have left the district, and some of them have completely left teaching altogether. So it's not good. Now, granted, we have some great people that came in. No doubt about it. You guys pick good people. There's no doubt about that. But I also think that we could benefit from having some of those people stay here who could really do a positive benefit. That being said, when NNPS becomes the first or one of the first districts in Hampton Roads to give its hardworking teachers and staff collective bargaining, watch how many more candidates will not only come here, but will also have candidates that will stay here. And again, you'll watch the turnover rate drop and you'll watch the retention rates skyrocket. That being said, I would also like to address any teachers who are watching and anybody else who's in the room who's a member of the union. If you haven't signed an authorization card, we issued them out. There is also a website if you'd like to come visit me afterwards. It is at NewportNewsEducationAssociation.com. And if you scroll down to authorization cards, you can virtually sign one for us. It is not actually joining the union. It is merely just an endorsement of collective bargaining. That is all it is. Several employee groups in Newport News have a majority of signatures signed, and we look forward to getting other majorities in coming months, and we look forward to pursue collective bargaining in agreement with all of you on the school board. Commonwealth Institute for Fiscal Analysis, a think tank that was dedicated to economic and racial justice, calls collective bargaining a critical tool to improve school staff, pay, and morale. Here are some of the excerpts from their report. The ability to collectively bargain can
Thank you.
Oh, we're already done.
Yeah, your time is up.
Sorry. Anyway, thank you, though, for supporting collective bargaining rights for our hardworking NNPS staff and teachers. I truly hope you guys will help assist us in this endeavor. Thank you.
Thanks for coming. Amanda Bartley.
Hello, board members and Dr. Mitchell. I'd first like to thank Dr. Mitchell for showing genuine care and interest for the students and staff that was displayed at the convocation on Friday. It is wonderful and refreshing to have a superintendent who cares about the staff and the students. I am also a parent of a transgender person, but that's not why I'm here. I'm here today at the request of a Newport News parent. In 2020, I was a collaborative kindergarten assistant. That year, I had a student with special needs, Jasmine Wollam-Sheck. Her mother was an active part of Jasmine's education. In April of this year, Ms. Wollam made a controversial Facebook post that was removed before I even saw it. That post resulted in a 1-year ban from Newport News properties. I hope you can understand how concerning I find this. How can Jasmine's mother be active in her daughter's education if she cannot go to her school? Who will pick her up if she is ill? How can IEP meetings be held and IEPs be signed, which are legal documents? The incident occurred 4 months ago. I asked that the board renounce the trespass Ms. Woolham has lost her First Amendment rights, so I am here in her stead. Please consider Jasmine's rights and her success. Thank you.
Thank you. We appreciate everyone who took the time to come to speak this evening. We'll now move on to Section 3, the consent agenda, which includes 3.01 minutes from the closed meeting, June 4th, 2024, 3.02 minutes from the special meeting, June 4th, 2024, 3.03 minutes from the regular meeting, June 18th, 2024, 3.04 minutes from the closed meeting, July 1, 2024, 3.05 minutes from the organizational meeting, July 1, 2024, 3.06 financial reports, including the revenue report for July 2024, the expense report for July 2024, 3.07 the personnel report, 3.08 the tower lease, and 3.09 temporary construction easement. At this time, can we have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
Yes, Madam Chair, I move to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Okay. Do we have any discussion?
Madam Chair, do we need a second first before discussion?
Yes, we do. We do need a second. Thank you. Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Thank you. Now do we have any discussion? Okay, so I'll just would like to mention, as I was reading through the personnel report, it was nice to have it be so incredibly tangible after having attended convocation. All those numbers, and then literally seeing all those individuals who support our students. It made that very, very tangible for me. So please call the roll.
Brown.
4.
Hunter.
4.
Alger.
4.
Amon.
4.
Best.
4.
Searles Law.
4.
Motion passes 6-0.
Thank you. We'll move on to Section 4, Action Items 4.01, Personnel Actions. Dr. Mitchell.
Thank you so much, Madam Chair. The following individuals are recommended for promotion or appointment. Ms. Stephanie Bean as Program Administrator at Point Option. Ms. Bean has a Master of Education in Educational Leadership from American College of Education. She currently works as an Assistant Principal of Instruction at Warwick High School. She's also worked as an Assistant Principal and as a Virtual Learning Specialist at our Virtual Learning Academy and Point Option. She has been an instructional coach as well as a teacher. Mr. Reginald Crudup as Secondary Assistant Principal at Passage Middle School. Mr. Crudup has a Master of Education in Educational Leadership from Old Dominion University. He currently works as a lead teacher at Woodside High School. He also has been a middle school teacher here in Newport News and has been in our division since 2006. Mr. Scott Meadows as principal at Deer Park. He has been a principal in a variety of other districts since 2010. He has a Master of Arts degree in Educational Leadership and Policy from Virginia Tech. He currently is a elementary principal, actually pre-K through 8th grade principal. He has been a principal in middle school in 2 different districts, including Nantucket, Massachusetts, so he's come a long way. Additionally, I am recommending Ms. Rebecca Snyder as Assistant Principal at Newsom Park Elementary. She has a Master of Education in Educational Leadership from Old Dominion University. She currently works as an administrative assistant at Newsom Park. She has been a teacher and an SOL tutor as well as an academy coordinator. And rounding out the group of recommendations is Ms. Rachel Swords. I am recommending her as an assistant principal at Carver Elementary School. She has a Master of Arts degree in Language Arts from Christopher Newport University. She currently works as an interventionist at Hydenwood Elementary. She's also been a teacher here in Newport News and has served with Newport News since 1998. That concludes my recommendations.
Thank you. Do we have a motion for personnel actions of recommendations by the superintendent?
Yes, ma'am. Madam Chair, I move to approve the superintendent's personnel recommendation for Stephanie Bean as Program Administrator at Point Option, Reginald Crudit as the secondary assistant principal at Passage Middle School, Scott Meadows as the principal at Deer Park Elementary School, Rebecca Snyder as assistant principal at Newsom Park Elementary School, and Rachel Swart as AP at Carver Elementary School.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Brown. Any discussion? Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Brown.
4.
Hunter.
4.
Alger.
4.
Amon.
4.
Best.
4.
Searles Law.
4.
Motion carries 6-0.
Thank you. So we'll move on to Section 5, Reports and Information. 5.01, Back to School Report. Dr. Mitchell.
Thank you again, Madam Chair. As you know, every year, someone comes before you to present the Back to School Report. You will hear from a number of our leaders. There are several leaders because they are the experts in their areas. We are going to start off with Dr. Rogers. He will bring the welcome and begin our report and hand it off to a variety of our other leaders. Thank you, Dr. Rogers.
Thank you, Dr. Mitchell. Good evening, Chairwoman Searles Law, Vice Chair Dr. Best, school board members, and Dr. Mitchell. This evening, as Dr. Mitchell shared, we will provide you with an update on our preparations for this school year. It's hard to believe we are already here, but in just a few days, we will be welcoming back all of our students for a fantastic school year. So this evening, we will share how we've been working diligently across all of our departments to ensure a smooth and successful start of the school year, where we're focusing on academic readiness, of course, staffing, safety, and operational efficiency. So we're ready to dive into the details and answer any questions that you might have of us. And I'll start with asking Mr. Anthony Tyler, who's returned to us as the Director of Academic Enrichment, and he will provide you with an update on our summer learning opportunities for students.
Good evening, Madam Chair, Searles Law, Vice Chair Dr. Best, school board members, and Dr. Mitchell. I'm here to provide you with an update on our summer learning programs, specifically Camp Elevate, which was the name for our summer school this year. You can recall us sharing during the summer learning opportunities with you back in May during the school board workshop. This summer, we served 4,338 students across 7 locations through Camp Elevate. Camp Elevate offered a range of enriching learning experiences that captivated, inspired, and challenged our students. We provided activities spanning literature, math, science, all while ensuring a fun and interactive atmosphere. In addition to Camp Elevate, we hosted several other summer programs. Our STEAM camps, designed for rising 3rd through 10th graders, were held at Hines Middle School and served over 400 students. These camps provided an exciting platform for exploration in science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics. The Summer Institute for Arts was held at Woodside High School, and it enrolled almost 80 students who demonstrated the ability, interest, and dedication and enthusiasm to pursue structured courses in the study of music, visual arts, and theater. Our Strengths for Success program, in partnership with the EduStar Performing Arts Incorporated, was a summer enrichment music camp for rising 6th and 7th graders held at Hines Middle School with 36 students enrolled. Students learned the fundamentals of playing string instruments, reading music, and performing together. Lastly, our Career Pathways Summer Interns program. It spanned across 13 locations and enrolled 40 of our Newport News Public School students. These students applied and participated in internship programs within Newport News Public Schools departments, exploring careers that interest them. Additionally, students who were enrolled in a CTE course last year or this school year received an additional credit for completing the internship. Here is our enrollment data slide. As you can see, Discovery STEM Academy had the fewest number of students with 240, and Stony Run had our largest elementary site with 370 students enrolled. Hines had the largest number of middle schools, and then we had over 1,500 students enrolled at Woodside High School this summer. Our average daily attendance range from Discovery STEM Academy at 74% to Stony Run at 84%. Our faculty and staff were excited about engaging with students on a daily basis. Our extended learning initiatives thrive through strong support and collaboration from our community partners. These partners, including organizations such as NASA, Virginia Air and Space Center, Jefferson Labs, and the Mariners Museum, enrich our students' educational experiences by providing hands-on learning opportunities, specialized resources, and exposure to a variety of fields of industries. These collaborations enable us to extend learning beyond the classroom, fostering both academic and personal growth for our students. To keep families informed and involved throughout the program, digital newsletters called the Camp Elevate Corner were shared weekly through Blackboard, text, and email. Each Camp Elevate Corner included literacy, math, and science information based on Virginia standards of learning. Each newsletter also provided guiding questions families could ask their children about weekly leadership topics students were developing. All communication was sent in English and in Spanish. Middle school students who attended Camp Elevate received lessons and participated in activities in English, math, and science for remediation and preparation for being successful for this school year on SOL assessments. The successful high school Camp Elevate program achieved impressive recovery pass rates across key subjects. In math, students attained a pass rate of 99%. English saw a pass rate of 93%. Science and social studies also showed strong results with pass rates of 97% and 95%, respectively. These outcomes highlight the effectiveness of Camp Elevate in helping students catch up and excel in their academic pursuits. During Camp Elevate, advancement course takers achieved notable success across various subjects. In math, students attained a pass rate of 98%. Economics and personal finance courses saw a similar success with students achieving a pass rate of 100%. Summer Institute of Arts classes also reported an impressive pass rate of 100%. And lastly, health and physical education courses had a pass rate of 99%. Overall, Camp Elevate was marked by significant academic achievements for first-time course takers in these subjects. At this time, I'd like to share a short video that captures the spirit of Camp Elevate from this summer. Thank you. At this time, I would like to introduce Dr. Kip Rogers, Chief Academic Officer with Newport News Public Schools, and he will come discuss how the Department of Teaching and Learning is preparing for the fall.
Thank you, Mr. Tyler. Just really quickly, I'd like to take a moment to share how the Department of Teaching and Learning has been preparing for the fall. DTAL has been hard at work, all summer long, making sure that our curriculum and instruction is built upon from last year. So I do want to thank our dedicated directors, supervisors, instructional specialists, coaches, teachers, all those who've been working so hard this past summer and focusing on curriculum and making sure that we're ready for the fall. They've done a fantastic job. We've been focused on preparing for the implementation of our Benchmark Advance, which is our new literacy series that you approved last spring for our elementary language arts program. The new resource will play an absolutely crucial role in enhancing literacy in Newport News and ensuring that our students are equipped with the foundational skills that they need to be successful. And additionally, we've been focused on streamlining the NNPS curriculum across all grade levels in kindergarten through grade 12. As was shared with you last year, we did partner with Allison Zamuda to actualize some of the recommendations that were made in the curriculum audit, and the team has done an excellent job with that work, and I encourage you to ask some of your teachers about the new work that we've been doing with curriculum instruction. The effort has been focused on aligning our elementary and middle school English curriculum, making it more cohesive and easier for our educators to use. New teachers, seasoned teachers, guest teachers, you name it. They should be able to leverage our English curriculum quite easily. And we are using the NNPS curriculum, as was shared with you last spring. We will not be using the HCS curriculum for students in 6th, 7th, and 8th grade English, nor will we be using it for our elementary grades for language arts. We are, however, continuing to utilize the HCS curriculum for math, science, and social studies at the elementary grades. So throughout those efforts, we have certainly remained wildly consistent, and you'll see that graphic there. We continue to wear t-shirts because that is what is strengthening our instructional program. And the team's unwavering focus in those key areas is driven by our belief that consistency and having high standards and instructional best practices is the cornerstone for student success in Newport News. So we'll continue that work. We are absolutely confident that these efforts will make a significant impact in the coming school year, and we are looking forward to continuing the work. And next month, we will bring to you a deeper dive relative to what we've been doing in curriculum and instruction. So with that said, I will turn the next part of this presentation over to Dr. Farish.
Thank you. Good evening, Madam Chair Searles Law, Vice Chair Dr. Best, and Dr. Mitchell. I am presenting work initiated by Human Resources to prepare for the new school year. Our staffing efforts include social and digital media advertising, mail flyers, contacting recent retirees that desired to return, job fairs, walk-in interviews, just to name a few of our efforts. Here we have the numbers showing a 2-year review for staffing for teachers and bus drivers. Currently for bus drivers, we have filled 87% of our bus driver positions. This is an improvement from last year at the same time. For teachers, we normally start the school year with more vacancies than we had in prior years. We were not able to fill all those vacancies. We still had those vacancies along with additional vacancies due to turnover. Our teacher positions include guidance counselors, library and media resource teachers. We are happy to say we have 95% of our instructional teacher positions filled. As you can see, we've hired 253 teachers. This concludes the human resources portion of the back to school presentation. Next, you will hear from Mr. Mark Stewart, Executive Director of Crisis Planning, Prevention, and Response.
Thank you.
Good evening, Madam Chair, Ms. Searles Law, Madam Vice Chair, Dr. Best, esteemed school board members, and Dr. Mitchell. I'm here tonight to discuss some improvements within the Safety and Security Department. First of all, I'm happy to announce that we hired one additional supervisory security officer to give us a total of 4 in our department. She'll be responsible for the security and safety of all school division annexes. So for the first time, we have someone looking at our annex buildings from a safety and security lens. She'll be responsible for Enterprise Academy, managing our workforce, and developing a robust training program for all of our SSOs to enable us to provide the best security services for our staff and students. Through a DCJS grant, we were able to add 3 additional school security officers, and we placed them at Ella Fitzgerald, Passage, and Hines Middle School to give them 4 security officers at those schools. We are currently in the process of hiring 28 new substitute security officers that will work much like substitute teachers do in our school division. This will allow us to fill valuable vacancies and make sure our schools remain properly staffed within the security department. So let's talk a little bit of training. Last year, we delivered crisis management training and tabletop exercises to every school's crisis management team. We are currently developing new training for the crisis management teams to be delivered in the second semester of the school year. We recently created, staffed, and trained a new reunification team. The team consists of 16 supervisors from many departments throughout Newport News Public Schools. When notified, this team will respond to an incident to assist school administrators in working through the reunification process. This year, my department has a renewed focus on training our staff. We've identified 3 DCJS certified training school security officers. We plan to utilize these officers to conduct advanced after-school training sessions in a small group format that will allow the security officers to get one-on-one instruction and grow in their skills. Whoops, one too many. Am I missing a slide? There it is. I got fast fingers today. I apologize. In order to ensure the safest environment, we constantly are evaluating and updating our crisis plans. This year, we rewrote our division's crisis-wide crisis management plan and provided a template crisis management plan to every school, which standardized the school-level crisis plans across our school district. We'll move on to some partnerships here. We, along with the state of Virginia, have partnered with the I Love You Guys Foundation. The I Love You Guys Foundation programs for crisis response and post-crisis reunification are used in more than 50,000 schools around the world. They are created through a research-based best practices of school administrators, psychologists, public space safety experts, families, and first responders. They are a powerful conduit uniting this workforce. Our new reunification team has been trained on the I Love You Guys standard reunification method and are prepared to activate this plan if needed. We have also adapted the standard response protocols as seen here on the screen. So rather than having a modified lockdown, a medical lockdown, and different terms for lockdowns, we've gone to these 5 terms. The first one is hold. That's simply the old medical lockdown. That means get the students and people out of the hallways and let our emergency services take care of what's going on in the building. We have secure. That means there's something happening in the community near a school and we need to bring our students and staff inside the school and lock the doors, but education continues as usual. We're all familiar with lockdown and what's responsible for that. We've also got evacuate. So in the event of something like a fire or a need to leave the school, we would just simply say evacuate, and then our reunification team would come in and take over. And the last phrase we'll use is shelter, and that's generally used for weather-related circumstances around our schools. I really feel that this is a really great partnership that we've come into with the I Love You Guys Foundation. As many of you know, the Newport News Police Department has always been a great partner for us. This year, Chief Drew has allocated 2 additional SROs to start the year out. These 2 SROs will be able to rove throughout the school division and cover for SROs who are out or in court and spend some more time in our elementary schools. So that's all I have for you guys tonight. I'd like to introduce Mr. Wade Beverly, who's the Executive Director of Plant Services.
Good evening.
Good evening.
All right. So I'm going to start out this evening talking about a couple things that are pretty important to the division. The first one we'll talk about is Newsom Park Safe Secure Entrance. Everybody knows that's been coming for about a couple years now. The project went fairly well. It's went real smooth. It's going to open. As you can see in the middle slide, we've got the steps in, got the ramp in, the front entrance is in. Might be a little bit of touch-up painting and everything going on once school starts, but it should be ready for occupancy. Rich Neck was a little more challenging. We had, once we started digging out in front of it, you can see the center picture there, we ran into unsuitable soil conditions, which delayed the job. Then to top that, the picture to your right, you can see the storefront glass sitting out there because it wouldn't go in because we found unknown construction conditions in the wall with some steel beams that we had to resolve. So this job's running a little bit behind, but we've made temporary conditions, as you can see in the bottom. The intent is to provide shelter during inclement weather and everything. The kids will still use the front canopy to unload and load on the buses, and they'll come down and utilize this entrance, which is on the right side of the gym. Room 29, which is right straight in the hallway, and to the left, it will become the temporary main office while we finish up this project. Hopefully it will be done in 2 to 3 weeks from now, well, from when school starts. So with that said, that's great. And next on the list for safe, secure entrances, I believe, is Yates Elementary. So moving on to the part you've been waiting for is we've done 119 projects this summer, from flooring to gym floor projects, contracted projects, paving, HVAC replacements, which include the ESSER projects, casework at Yates, restroom renovations, and 31 in-house projects at Plant Services. Just to look at some of those projects around the division, one that's pretty much popular to everyone here in this building is the carpet replacement over in the Teacher Learning Center. Deer Park windows, we should be finishing up on the inside of that sometime tomorrow or Thursday. You'll still see them working around outside doing some final caulking and touch-ups, but that project's coming to closure. Restroom renovations at Denby Early, Noah Wood, General Stanford, Catherine Johnson, Jenkins, Rich Neck, and Todd Stadium. A total of 32 restrooms were renovated this summer in Newport News Public Schools. Kiln Creek and Mitchfield roof revitalization project. Kiln Creek is finishing up. Mitchfield's got about 25% left. We installed a new generator at Passage, gym floor recoats, human resources, some vestibule work, Critton and storefront, and HVAC replacements for the 3 ESSER projects at Newsom, Rich Neck, and BC Charles, which are finishing up as we speak. So looking at that's the new look of the HR service counter. You can see on your left what it used to look like, what it looks like now with a little security. Department of Teaching and Learning, that was the flooring replacement project here at Admin Building. Everybody seems to be pretty happy with that. Deer Park's the centerpiece. That was some of the challenges with the window replacement. That was just a challenge, and we had to figure out a way to resolve the problem. Campus for Student Success, you can see the new boiler replacement in the boiler room. That building continues to just keep improving as we move along. Mitchfield roof revitalization, you can see the new top coat and dressing there, and you can see what it used to look like. Kiln Creek, you can see them applying the new red coat there. Critton secure storefront entrance, that's on the other side of the main entrance now, so you can't go through there without getting buzzed in and out. So we'll be doing that process to probably 20-something schools here, hopefully in the next year to year and a half. And this is restroom renovations. Looking at this, you'll see the old picture, like Denby Early Childhood Centers at the top. The new Denby Early's at the bottom. So as you can see, Catherine Johnson, Knollwood Meadows, and Jenkins. So when you're out on the first day of school this year, if you go to any of these schools, do yourself a favor, stick your head in the restrooms. They turned out really well. It's amazing. It's amazing what new floors and paint and stripes can do for a restroom. So let's see, I believe that's it. Yep, so I'd like to introduce Kathy Alexander, Executive Director of Child Nutrition.
Good evening.
Good evening.
So I wanted to start out with some of the renovations that we did this summer toward last year. This is Ella Fitzgerald. Didn't have any before, but this is, you can see the two are inside the cafeteria and then the ones in the lunch line. We actually have been doing these cafeteria renovations for about 16 years now. So we have about 9 more schools to go. So hopefully we will finish those up, but they're exciting. This is one of my favorites. This is the Rich Neck Raccoons. It just made a huge difference. They have tables that have their logos on it. And then we also did the cafeteria and then some things inside the serving line as well. Other projects that we completed last year, we replaced quite a few serving lines, which are huge projects. A shout out to Wade's team for helping us install and get those ready. We replaced 2 at Carver, 2 at McIntosh, and then the 5 at Denby and Warwick. We implemented a Department of Defense fresh produce program in all schools. That is where we can take our commodity dollars and use it for fresh produce through the Department of Defense. And that's worked out really well. And we served 5,800,000 meals, and that last year. And that includes breakfast, lunch, snacks, and supper. We have snacks and supper now in about all of our schools. For summer, we serve breakfast and lunch at all of our Elevate sites. We served lunch and snack at all of our Parks and Rec sites, which were 5 schools and 3 community centers. And these were also all open sites where the community could come and eat for free. That ends my portion, and I'm happy to introduce Shay Coates, the Executive Director of Transportation.
Good evening. To start the school year, despite our driver shortages, all routes will be covered. To assist with our increasing McKinney-Vento population, we have 10 non-CDL drivers to drive our smaller buses and vehicles to better serve that population of students. We're starting the school year off with 153 propane buses on the road. That makes up 48% of our entire fleet. And we'll add 15 more propane buses in the fall that give us 53% of propane buses. And NPS continues to be the leader within the state with regards to clean energy fleets. Student bus stop information is available now online. Families can access bus stop information through a variety of sources to include district website, parent view, student view, and at their respective school open houses. Transportation personnel will be available at open houses to assist with any questions that they may have. Due to the many changes we see from now until the start of school, approved bus stop changes will not be made until after the first 2 weeks of school. Here Comes the Bus app is still available. We encourage our families to take advantage of this free technology to be able to identify where their student bus is located. The app is available for iOS and Android devices and also accessible on the internet. Child care transportation requests can still be made online. On the district page, families can find a multitude of frequently asked questions to assist them with their transportation needs. And looking at safety, bus and safety rules are available on the district website and as well in the Student Rights and Responsibility Handbook. We ask that parents review this information with your student prior to school starting. We continue to utilize our yellow card system for our pre-K and kindergarten students. For the first day of school, we will allow parents to use their ID to pick up their student, but will enforce the use of the yellow card after the first day of school. A reminder to our public that all our school buses are equipped with stop arm cameras. Passing a school bus that is either loading or unloading students carries a $250 fine. Students will be required to scan their student ID upon entering and exiting the bus. Students will not be turned away at the bus stop in the morning, but will be required to have their student ID or a pass from the school when going home. Here Comes the Bus app will allow families to see when and where their student entered and exited the bus. And finally, another safety feature we're adding to our fleets are illuminated school bus signs with flashing stop sign as shown in the pictures there. We hope this will make the citizens more aware in the early morning and the late evenings of our school buses when we're making a stop. We will have 66 buses installed with these features over the next couple of weeks, and then the 15 new buses in the fall will be delivered with this feature. I'll be followed by Dr. Felicia Barnett, from the Executive Director of Secondary Schools.
And Mr. Shea Coates, I will be at the bus lot at 5:30 on Monday.
Scott, right?
Scott, I'll be at the Scott. Last time I was at the other one. This time I'll be at Scott.
We'll be ready for you.
5:30 a.m.
Got you.
Early.
Be turning over.
Good evening, Chair Searles Law, Vice Chair Dr. Best, school board members, and Dr. Mitchell. On behalf of the School Leadership Department, I'm here to share some important information to assist our students and families start the school year strong. Our middle and high school students will have their schedules available in Parent View and Student View by Wednesday, August 21st. Schedules will also be provided to students during the in-person student orientations. Chromebooks will be distributed to our students during the first week of school, starting with our middle and high school students, then moving on to our elementary students. Our virtual Virginia Point Option students received Chromebooks on Thursday, August 15th, and Monday, August 19th. For the 24-25 school year, student IDs and clear backpacks will be required for every student pre-K through 12th grades. Our students will be required to wear a student ID every school day while on the bus and on their school campus. Lanyards for students will be provided. Students will receive their student ID badges and clear backpacks at the beginning of the school year. Students and families will have an opportunity to visit schools prior to the start of the school year. On August 21st, middle school students and families can visit from 4 to 7 p.m. And on Thursday, August 22nd, for our elementary students from 4 to 7 p.m., open houses will be held. Additionally, orientations will be held for our 6th and 9th grade students at their schools. 6th grade will be held on August 21st from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. and our 9th grade students from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. on Friday, August 23rd. Bus transportation will be provided and students will have the opportunity to meet their teachers, tour their schools, and engage with peers. Bus information is available online for our families to access. Additional detailed information to assist students and families with returning back to school can be found on our division website on the Back to School page. Items such as registration information, supply lists, important calendar items, bus stop information, and breakfast and lunch menus can be found on this website. And finally, we are excited to remind students, families, and staff that our first day of school is Monday, August 26th. We look forward to an amazing school year, and this concludes our back to school presentation.
Dr. Barnett, I just have a quick question. I mean, I think I'm right, but you can correct me if I'm wrong. In terms of the student IDs, they will be able to use that for lunch? Scanning for lunch, yes. Scanning to get on the bus, as well as checking books out in the library.
Yes, correct. Okay, and then general ID coming into the building. Okay, I think we might have some questions. Let's see. Ms. Amon.
Yes, I just have a clarification on the ID. So if they don't have theirs from last year, they can get, are they all getting new ones?
Every student will be receiving a new ID, and so they will be receiving those on the first week of
So they don't
school.
have to worry about losing their old.
They don't have to
That's
worry
right.
if they can't find it from the summer.
Good question.
Very good question.
Exactly.
I have a
Other
question.
questions, Dr. Best?
Just for clarification regarding the ID, so you do not put in student numbers anymore. You just scan now for like lunch.
I want to double check with Kathy Alexander. Is this correct?
They can do both.
They can do both.
They can do both.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right.
Okay.
That's
Move
nice.
it
I
faster.
like
Yeah.
that.
Mhm.
Okay. Any other questions from board members?
I
Dr.
had a
Best?
question, and it's for Mr. Tyler, if that's okay. And I'm not sure you can answer, it's just my curiosity. For the recovery courses and for the, recovery more so, the small number, congratulations on those high numbers, but for the small number failures, were those probably due to attendance? That's what kind of entered my mind.
No, for these numbers, for the ones that didn't pass, those are students that attended on a regular basis. So those names, the names of those students will be given to the guidance counselors at those specific schools, so those students will be able to retake those courses in the fall and receive remediation during the school year to help them.
Okay, so it was because they did not pass. It wasn't.
It wasn't.
failed
It wasn't
to
because of
failure.
no-shows. No.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
That's good.
Thank you.
Are we good?
Right. I had one more comment.
Go ahead.
For plant services, I drove past Deer Park, not a question, a comment. They were getting it in, because I was like, are they going to be able to get this done? And especially Newsom Park, they got it done, so great job. Let them know people coming by every day watching it. They were working it out, and they were working. They were.
It's things like that.
I can imagine.
It's things like that that I've, I hear the morale of the teachers encouraged because they got new windows. And sent a picture to show me, look at my new windows. So thank you for that, because I know it was a rough summer too. It was pretty hot.
In the heat, yeah.
Yes. Other questions? Are we good? All right. Well, thank you all. That got me very excited to go back to school. We'll move on to 5.02, this construction report. Board members, you have received a copy of this report. Are there any questions at this time? All right, hearing none, we'll move on to item 5.03, comments by Superintendent Dr. Mitchell.
Thank you so very much, Madam Chair. Good evening. As our leadership team has shared, we have been working to ensure that students and staff are ready for the new year. Last Friday, we hosted our first employee convocation in over 17 years at the Hampton Roads Convention Center. It was a time to come together as a team and celebrate our successes as we kick off the new school year. Over 4,800 members of the Newport News Public School family were in attendance, including 351 new employees. Our employees showed off their spirit, decked out in their school and department colors and gear. Special thanks to the cheerleaders from each of our high schools and the Heritage High School Marching Band for welcoming us with a unity cheer and a great performance. We also thank Dr. Lisa Coons, the State Superintendent of Public Education, who joined us and congratulated us on our academic progress. We also heard from Jessica Reynolds from Kiln Creek. She is our division-wide Teacher of the Year. And Tammy, who's Autry, who is otherwise known as TikTok Tammy. She is the support staff honoree at Warwick High School. Shantae Lawrence from the Office of Special Education and Student Support Services served as our MC. It was a great event, and we enjoyed spending time together and plan to do it again next year, bigger and better. On Saturday, school board members joined City Council to celebrate our city's designation as an all-American city during the Made in Newport News event at City Center. The National Civic League's All-American City Award recognizes communities that leverage civic engagement and collaboration to successfully address local issues. We celebrated the award in grand style with a high school parade of bands and other city and youth groups. The event was a wonderful opportunity to showcase our students and all that is unique about our city. We do want to say congratulations to our summer graduates from the class of 2024. On August the 6th, 97 students received their high school diploma. during our summer graduation ceremony held at Heritage High School. These students put in a lot of hard work over the summer to complete their graduation requirements, and we wish them much success. As Dr. Barnett shared, this is just a reminder, the new school year begins on Monday, August the 26th. I look forward to a successful school opening, and I wish each of you a productive and rewarding school year. Thank you very much, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Dr. Mitchell. We appreciate your leadership. We'll move on to item 6, another opportunity to hear from the public. Are there any additional cards?
No, ma'am.
Thank you. We will move on to matters by the school board, and we will start with our newest member. If you would, if you have a comment, I know you've already made some, so you might pass on this one, but if you'd like to say a little more, you're very welcome to do so.
I don't really have that much to say this time, but I just want to reiterate that I'm really glad to be here, and I can't wait to represent all the students' voices this year and make sure that we can keep building our inclusive community. And I wanted to thank everyone.
Thank you. Mr. Brown.
All right, well, first day of school is coming right up. So I remember being so excited I couldn't sleep, the night before first day of school. And as old as I am now, I'm excited for the kids and what the first day of school is going to be like and what it's going to bring. The first day of school means hope, and hope for a great year. So I'm very hopeful that all of the students, you'll get the activities that you want to be in, that you'll get involved in all the clubs and sports that you want to get involved in. Take the time now to get on your routine. If you haven't been on your routine over the summer, please go to bed before 9 o'clock. There's lots of research that shows getting yourself to bed before 9 o'clock has a real impact on your grades and your performance in school. So if you haven't been doing that, you got a week now before school starts again up again on Monday. Go ahead and do that now. Finish up that book that you've been reading on your summer reading list. Go ahead and finish that up because you want to make some time for all the studying you're going to be doing during the school year. Just get yourself organized. This is their time right now. Go bug your parents about getting whatever those last little supplies are that you think you need, pencils or whatever you think you need. Go ahead and take care of that. It's not too late to go ahead and get all your planning and everything done. And I look forward to seeing all of you on the first day of school and looking forward to a great year.
Thank you, Mr. Brown. Maritza Alger.
Yes, I just want to give a big shout out to the central office staff. I don't take for granted, not 1 minute, the amount of work that's done during the summer. Folks think that summertime is the time to kind of kick back. It's exactly the opposite, and it's evident in everything that you've presented. So thank you all, and thank you to the administrators out there who are preparing their buildings for this Monday. It means a lot to our families. And I ask the community to please, make sure that we're celebrating our teachers and, of course, everyone here, our staff, our bus drivers, first day, our students. It's such a big, big day. And also welcome, Mr. Verde. We are excited to have you on board, and I'm so happy that you're emphasizing student voices. That's very critical here at the table. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Ms. Amon.
Sure, thank you. Also, yes, thank you for all of the hard work over the summer. I know we're up against a deadline on Monday, so especially for all the work in the buildings, that's an incredible job you guys have done. Like Mr. Brown, as a student, I always looked forward to school. Clean notebooks, they weren't destroyed yet, and also looked forward to getting out of school at the end of the year. And as a parent, I look forward in the summer to sort of the lack of structure and a little bit more freedom. But then, as we get closer to the start of school, I'm looking forward to the structure that the school year will bring. Let's get back to school. But it is. Look forward to this week of kind of getting ready. So you're ahead of the game, but I'll look forward to being out and visiting some of the schools and seeing some of the students returning. Looking forward to a new year. I think we made a lot of progress last year, and I'm looking forward to even more this year. So I'm excited.
Great. Mr. Hunter.
Thank you.
Mrs. Chairwoman. Mr. Verde, welcome to the board.
Thank you.
And we look forward to all your input this year. As I always say, great things are happening in Newport News. We had a phenomenal summer. I tell all the students, even at the college level where I go, I work, that every student starts the year off with an A, right? If you were to go to class the first day of school, you have an A. And so we're asking all our students out there to see how they can maintain that A.
Fight for it.
So we started the schools off with an A. We're hoping that many of our students will be able to maintain those A's throughout the whole year, and we'll find and we'll see much more success this year. Again, thank you for all those who worked over the summer getting the schools ready, and we look forward to our. I'm excited as always for first day of school, and parents and students and our citizens who are listening out there, please slow down. Schools are about to open up, so please watch out for the buses, and when the arm comes out, we're asking you to stop. Thank you.
Thank you. Dr. Bess.
Okay, good evening. I would like to welcome you on board as well. I'm excited about working with you and glad that you are excited and look forward to getting to know you better. But I always say it's the most wonderful time of the year. And like Mr. Brown, I could never sleep before the first day of school. The only thing that's different now, before I used to actually work in the school, so I would try to remember what I had forgotten. So now I don't have to think about what I forgot, but for whatever reason, I still cannot sleep. So I have a couple of teachers, we just text and we message all night long. So Ms. Kelereski, Ms. Warnock, Lee Breland, we all be up the night before the first day of school because we can't sleep because we're excited for new beginnings. I like to give a shout out though also to the staff, the Elevate staff and all of the other people that worked during the summer. Thank you for giving up your summers and pointing to our students. The Stringing for Success program is out, and I had an opportunity to visit. And the kids were just doing really wonderful things. They were happy to be there. The teachers were just so just excited, and it was just a wonderful kind of thing. So I just wanted to make sure I said a special thank you to all those that worked this summer as well. But excited about the new year, and I'll see you on the first day as well.
Okay, well, thank you. This is an amazing team that we have in Newport News Public Schools, and we did a heavy lift last year, and we've got the ball in the air. We just need to keep it up and keep it going. We're here to support, and thank you. Thank you in advance for loving on our students. And meeting is adjourned. 7:50.
What I will do is I'm going to start a little note in my phone so I can add this thing.
I go home and mess with Margaret.
Oh, and I will. It's something I've been trying to instill in my boys but to find joy in the journey. It's like if your goal is, I want to get an A, I want to win this, you run the risk of having to make a few minutes for me and you get a minute. Like now, you can find joy in the journey. That's really how you can go to higher heights because you don't big rush.
Put the bug in your ear about
Andrea del Verrocchio transformed the arts in Renaissance Florence. Born in the 1430s, he was the most inventive sculptor of his generation. He was also a superb painter, an innovative draftsman, and he was master of one of the busiest workshops in Florence. Many of his assistants would become the leading artists of the next generation. Pietro Perugino, Domenico Ghirlandaio, Sandro Botticelli, and Leonardo da Vinci. Verrocchio's greatest works still dazzle with their beauty, drama, and emotional power.
Verrocchio wanted to achieve art which was enormously expressive and wanted art in which there was a manifest